As we near the end of the evening, we get the opportunity to honor an alumnus who demonstrates true Bulldog pride through his service to giving to Fresno State and the community.
Colombian orphan Gustavo Beltran was adopted by missionaries and arrived in the United States as Peter Robertson. He grew up in Mount Vernon, Washington with 3 siblings. At Fresno State, Peter earned a BA in Art and Design, a Master's in Mass Communication, and an MBA in Marketing, and has now spent 9 years working to build the Alumni Association and enhance the university's fundraising efforts. Peter is a tireless Fresno State ambassador who pushed to have the alma mater sung at Bulldog home football games and coordinates the internationally recognized I Am Fresno State student video project. He has served the Fresno Youth Alliance, the Rainbow Delegation, Fresno Grand Opera, and Tree Fresno, and co-founded the Fresno Real Pride Film Festival. He co-designed wreaths for the Christmas at the Met, was president of the Eartha Kitt fan club, and appeared on 2 episodes of Will and Grace. He has won numerous work-related and personal awards for his volunteer service efforts on and off campus. This year, he was recognized with the President's Volunteer Service Award from Barack Obama. In 2006, Peter founded the Bulldog Pride Fund, a $200,000 endowment that has provided $29,000 in student scholarships. He and his partner of 28 years, Victor Kroll, live in a historic home that has been featured on home tours that raise money for community causes. As little Gustavo's life was changed years ago, Peter Robertson has spent his life paying it forward by giving his time and considerable energy to the service of others.
It's my great honor to present the Arthur Safstrom Service Award to Alumni Association Life member Peter Robertson.
Wow. I'm Peter Robertson, and I am Fresno State. Before I get started, I want to thank this is hard. Before I get started, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? My adopted parents are one of my life's first many blessings. Another one has been the past 28 years spent with Victor Kroll. There are 42 people at 4 tables that bought a ticket to this event on my behalf. And to each of you, thank you very much. Thank you, Leslie Cunning, for nominating me, and thank you to the Top Dog Committee for selecting me. Fresno State has been a part of my life for 24 years. I began my first semester as a transfer student in the fall of 1987, and that semester turned out to be a complete disaster. By the spring semester, I found myself on academic probation with a 1.5 GPA. That's the truth. I quickly enrolled in remedial English and math classes. I learned how to outline a chapter. I made lifelong friendships and managed to earn 3 degrees along the way. A bachelor's degree from the Jordan College of Ag, a master's degree from the College of Arts and Humanities, and an MBA from the Craig School of Business. It was 6 years ago tonight that I was sitting here at the Save Mart Center that I leaned over to Letitia Reyna Cano, who's at table 4. And I whispered, it sure would be neat to start a scholarship fund. The following Monday, she made the very first check to what has become the Bulldog Pride Scholarship Fund. Originally, I thought that I could make a difference in the life of a student, but I've come to learn that the students are, in fact, making a difference in the life of me. To Jared Lindo, the inaugural Bulldog Pride Fund Scholar, as well the 4 Bulldog Pride Fund Scholars sitting here tonight, Allie, Leo, Justin, and Time Out, I thank each of you for making me a better person. I'm fortunate to have graduated from Fresno State, and I'm additionally grateful to be working for my alma mater with some amazing Alumni Association staff members, Jackie, Brooke, Joanne, Jennifer, and Peggy. Each and every day, we do the impossible, serving to the best of our ability 200,000 alumni worldwide. Above the doorway of the library of the old Fresno State College are these 4 words in Latin: bonus intra, melior exe. It translates enter good, exit better. That's what a library does for someone, and that's what a Fresno State education has done for so many, including me. Students enter good, graduates exit better. At the same time, I'd also like to think that many of us that have entered Fresno State, a very, very good university, have left it just a little bit better too. Thank you very much. Go Dogs.
Before we bestow our highest award of the evening, we have a special presentation. As Dr. Welty mentioned earlier, the Master of Fine Arts and Creative Writing in the Department of English at Fresno State is a source of pride for the university, as well as Professor Emeritus of English, Philip Levine, who taught in that English department for Fresno State for over 30 years, and among many of his legacies, helped establish and build the creative writing program. I'm pleased to share that Pulitzer Prize-winning poet and Professor Emeritus of English at Fresno State, Phil Levine, is the newly minted United States Poet Laureate for 2011-12 and has his inaugural address this Sunday in Washington, D.C. During Professor Levine's early years at Fresno State, our distinguished alumna, Dr. Diana Meehan, began her studies toward a Bachelor's of Arts degree in English Literature. A renowned educator and activist, Dr. Diana Meehan has dedicated her time advocating for women, children, and families. In honor of Diana's roots in the English department and inspired by her life's work thus far, a poem has been selected by the creative writing program entitled Why I Write by American author, conservationist, and activist Terry Tempest Williams. To share an excerpt from the poem, please welcome first-year Master in Fine Arts student Jamie Barker.
Good evening. It is an honor to be here tonight to read this bit of prose written by Terry Tempest Williams. Williams is an American author whose work examines and explores, among other things, the subjects of wilderness preservation, ecology, and our relationship to nature and culture. In this piece, Williams is attempting to explain why she writes, a question I must assume she has been asked frequently. As has been noted here, I'm a creative nonfiction writer studying here at Fresno State's MFA program. On occasion, I will find myself in conversations in which people might say something like, "Creative writing, huh? Oh, it's very nice. But what will you do?" Terry Tempest Williams has provided an excellent template for all of us, not just my fellow grad students and me. I encourage you to listen to her candid and provocative narrative, and when she uses the word write, insert your own word that describes what you do. Perhaps as we try to answer the question of why we do what we do, we will discover unexpected beauty, purpose, and maybe even some joy. Why I Write by Terry Tempest Williams. I write to make peace with the things I cannot control. I write to create fabric in a world that often appears black and white. I write to discover. I write to uncover. I write to meet my ghosts. I write to begin a dialogue. I write to imagine things differently, and in imagining things differently, perhaps the world will change. I write to honor beauty. I write because it creates my composure. I write against power and for democracy. I write myself out of my nightmares and into my dreams. I write in a solitude born out of community. I write to the questions that shatter my sleep. I write to the answers that make me complacent. I write to remember, I write to forget. I write to the music that opens my heart. I write to quell the pain. I write with the patience of melancholy in winter. I write because it allows me to confront that which I do not know. I write as an act of faith. I write as an act of slowness. I write to record what I love in the face of loss. I write because it makes me less fearful of death. I write as one who walks on the surface of a frozen river beginning to melt. I write out of my anger and into my passion. I write from the stillness of night, anticipating, always anticipating. I write to listen. I write out of silence. I write to soothe the voices shouting inside me, outside me, all around me. I write because I believe in words. I write because it is a dance with paradox. I write because you can play on the page like a child left alone in sand. I write because it is the way I take long walks. I write because I believe it can create a path in darkness. I write with a knife, carving each word from the generosity of trees. I write as ritual. I write out of my inconsistencies. I write with the colors of memory. I write as a witness to what I have seen. I write as witness to what I imagine. I write by grace and grit. I write for the love of ideas, for the surprise of a sentence. I write with the belief of alchemists. I write knowing I will always fail. I write knowing words always fall short. I write past the embarrassment of exposure. I write because it is dangerous, a bloody risk, like love, to form the words, to say the words, to touch the source, to be touched, to reveal how vulnerable we are, how transient. I write as though I am whispering in the ear of the one I love. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie, for that wonderful performance. Our final award is the highest honor presented to an alumna this evening. She's an advocate on issues regarding women, children, and families.
Diana Meehan left Fresno State in 1966 with a teaching credential and a degree in English literature. In 1969, Diana met Gary David Goldberg. They hitchhiked up the Alaskan Highway and through Europe and the Middle East. They lived on a kibbutz in Israel with Ubu, their dog, and they started the organic daycare in Berkeley. They were, in short, hippies. Eventually, they moved to Southern California and got serious. Meehan earned a master's degree at San Diego State, a PhD in communication from the University of Southern California, and co-founded VU Productions, which aired award-winning documentaries on social issues. Goldberg created movies and television, including the iconic Family Ties, loosely based on their life together. Dr. Meehan is founding director of USC's Institute for the Study of Women and Men, a founding board member of the Children's Action Network and Communications Consortium, and co-creator of the Global Summit of Women in Dublin, Ireland. Meehan is a scholar, teacher, and advocate on issues regarding women, children, and families. In 1995, she co-founded the Archer School for Girls. Diana and Gary have been together 42 years, married for 21. Remember, they were hippies. They have 2 daughters, Shauna and Kaylin, and 2 grandchildren, Kiara and Elizabetta.
Please join me in welcoming Dr. Diana Meehan, your 2011 Distinguished Alumna for California State University, Fresno.
First of all, why I write. The other honorees and those students who walked across the stage at the beginning, and that orchestra, not only joyful, but very humbling. I came to this institution 50 years and 1 month ago. I came from a girls' school, so I already knew how to do 3 things: answer an essay, play team sports, and lead in ballroom dancing, which wasn't that helpful here. Here, I learned that dreams could have meaning, that the Trobriand Islanders could have sex many different ways. I didn't even know one. And that I could explore, discover, and evaluate findings, facts, fictions, and figures of speech. I learned to water ski. I learned to drink, smoke, swear, and dance the twist. One night with Anna Train, we did all 4 at the same time. I learned very much about being an adult. Dr. Loring, Dr. Janet Loring, who's here tonight, and Dr. Jean Zumwalt, who's also here tonight, were 2 of the most important professors in my 17 years of age experience, and really helped me Dr. Loring helped me see that women could be professors, and Dr. Zumwalt helped me see that I could be a professor. There were other teachers that I would need when I left here, and I found them. Some of them are here tonight. The sexiest, funniest, and best athlete is Gary David Goldberg. But also my baby brother Tommy is here, and my baby sister Lena, and my grown-up daughters Shauna and Kaylin, and Lynn and John, and Pete and Dorothy. They were, like all good teachers, not telling me, but showing. They were outspoken for those who have no voice. They were passionate about those who have no power, and they were gently relentless in their commitment. I recognized the type long before when I first came here, of all places, at Sorority Rush. There, the women, some of whom are also here, were teenagers or young, brand new adults. But you could see that they were going to do important life's work, and they did. They've gone on to be teachers and artists and writers and family farmers. Amazingly, at the same time, they've also been partners and wives and mothers and grandmothers, and lucky for me, sisters. Fresno State has grown. It was 7,000 students, and it was a college. And it's now, like the best student who realizes the potential you saw, a place that I'm very proud to be associated with. There were a few national stories last year. We live in Vermont half the year, and I've heard of a couple of things while we were far away that really brought Fresno home to me. One of them was the story of the student body president, Pedro Ramirez, who discovered, fairly recently that he was an undocumented immigrant. And when the news was broken, he was subject to threats and protests, and his private cell phone number was published, and he received threatening phone calls that included the sound of gunshots and laughter. And Dr. Welty, who escorted me to the stage, was, as I would hope any teacher would be. He said, I commend him and the other students who are here following the statute for the extremely difficult job they do in trying to get a higher education as undocumented immigrants. He saw, and the school saw, in the protest for the DREAM Act and in the support for this particular student and others like him, that even if you're vulnerable, you're still valuable. I am so impressed with and proud of the leadership at this school, not only Dr. Welty, but also Dean Vida Samian. I love that there's a woman dean. And Assistant Dean Joe Diaz. Imagine choosing as Assistant Dean a musician. The Center for Creativity and the Arts, which is just getting started and is going to be opening next week, is an incredible addition, and I'm really proud to see that their first efforts are immigration, migration, and labor, and they're translating it in a wonderful way. All of my teachers, my sisters, my professors, all of the people that I had here basically taught me to be a better teacher. The key that I got from all of you is respect for each person's worth, honor for each person's experience, and to learn from my students that I might teach them. Thank you so much for this award.
Congratulations to all of our award recipients. You've played an integral part in Fresno State's journey into our second century. Before we conclude this evening's program, please join me in viewing a video that highlights Fresno State's future alumni, which will conclude with the singing of the alma mater, and we invite you to join in if you're so inclined.
I want to be an anesthesiologist. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a bulldog. We want to be teachers. We can go anywhere in the world. I want to be a molecular biologist. Me too. We are going to be CEOs. We want to be pilots. We want to be police officers. We will go to college. I want to be a musician. We love books. We are future alumni. We are Fresno State. I want to be a university president.
Isn't it great? The new generation is coming.
Our centennial year is complete. A new century begins. We are Fresno State. We are Fresno State.
We are Fresno State.
On behalf of the Fresno State Alumni Association, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. And we would be remiss if we didn't thank those people responsible for putting this evening's event together. So we want to thank the staff at the Alumni Association, led by Brooke Stevens, our fearless leader tonight, as well as the board and family and friends and our volunteers from Sigma Chi fraternity. We hope you've enjoyed this evening. We'd like all of our Top Dog recipients to return to the stage for photographs, and we hope to see you at the game on Saturday. Thank you very much.